What's up, guys? It's your boy Jamaica here, coming at you with another deck tech. This is my 8 whack, 8 grenade something deck. If you watch my stream, twitch.tv/J_Mecca, you've noticed I played a lot of 8 whack lately. I really like playing 8 whack. It's a really strong deck, honestly, but sometimes it just kind of sometimes it just loses to itself. I don't know, but I've been exploring the archetype. I when I make it Okay, here's the thing. When I look into an archetype, I like to just pick at all sorts of builds. There's like a goblin centric build, which I think is probably the best build. And there's been some like party builds with what is that card? The card that's like Priest of Urabrask. I forget the name, but it adds man for every person in your party. Also, there's like a Goblin Pile Driver like party person, but this is like one of the more extreme versions. It plays obviously the 8 bushwhackers, but it also plays a bunch of like goblin grenades and shrapnel blasts. So you have like artifacts and goblins and things like that. So it's a real stretch, but it's actually one of the more fun builds. So I'm gonna play this today. So we'll go through the land base. Playing 19 snow covered mountains because we're playing Ice-Eyed Golem, which is pretty much the only snow land. I'm not gonna try to play Spikefield Hazard in this list, although I think Spikefield Hazards are pretty good. I think in this list in particular, I'm not gonna try it because I have like a bunch of like other like closing speed, so I don't really think I care much about creatures. I don't know, I could be wrong, but like Spikefield Hazard is really good because it's like a creature or a spell and a land, so it being tapped is not like the end of the world, but you do always want like three. I think like 3 to 4 lands is like pretty much 3 lands is pretty much the money number of lands. So any land after like 3 is not that great unless playing devastating summons, and then they get a little better over time. Goblin Bushwhacker and Reckless Bushwhacker are the whack part of this build. Goblin Bushwhacker way better than Reckless Bushwhacker because you don't really need a spell to surge off Reckless Bushwhacker, but they're both like pretty much the same card for the most part. Mongrel Marshal is the other sort of goblin in this list, or pure goblin. This is actually a really good card for like grindier matchups. Like if someone's playing like a mid range deck where there's like 1/1 removal you just like pay the echo, and you they have to spend like at least like 3 cards maybe to kill an entire Mogwar Marshal and like a more Marshal and the creature it brings. So it's actually like a really good card. For the artifact suite, Memnite, it's a 0 drop 1/1. What else is there to say? But it's really good with like Reckless Bushwhacker. You can just have turns of like turn 2 Memnite, Reckless, and it's decent. Ice-Eyed Golem's pretty much it's a 1 mana 2/2, so you get even better rates here. 0 mana 1/1, 1 mana 2/2. It's a good rate, and it's the reason you're playing Snow Covered Mountains. Because of the advent of we have like snow covered plains and mountain, so Ice-Eyed Golem's stock has like been rising pretty high. Signal Pest is kind of like another like bushwhacker like effect. It has some sort of like lord like effect with like Reckless and Goblin Bushwhacker, so it's not bad. Has its own evasion, so it'll always like push through a little bit of damage. And the next slide is just like creatures that are goblins and creatures that are artifacts. So they trigger both Goblin Grenade and Shrapnel Blast. Universal Automaton is not a good rate, like unlike Memnite and the Eyeside Golem. But like I said, it does help with the Goblin Grenade Shrapnel Blast plan. So it's an artifact and a goblin and everything else under the sun. Adaptive Automaton is not really a goblin, but it can become a goblin. Usually do choose goblin with this and becomes the goblin when you make the when you put it on the battlefield, and it pumps other goblins. So it's like this weird another lord effect that's also an artifact for Shrapnel Blast. It's also grenade or goblin for goblin grenade. So it's just really funny. I haven't tried this yet, but I think it's gonna actually work out because it gives you everything gives you like this 20 goblins here, 20 artifacts here for Shrapnel Blast. I think it's a really good mix. So I'm actually really excited to actually try that. And then Goblin Grenade and Shrapnel Blast pretty much like close the game. If you draw either one of them, they're all pretty good. Shrapnel Blast is actually really good. I think if there's a case to make like the artifact 8 version, it's probably just Shrapnel Blast because it helps you like fight removal because like you can just hold up 2 mana and they try to kill your guy. You just Shrapnel Blast them in response, so it's pretty great. Goblin Grenade doesn't have that sort of quality to it, but it is a sorcery speed or it's a 1 drop, so it's not really as mana intensive as Shrapnel Blast. Fork Bolt's the other one of or the last one of rather. It's actually just a really good card against cards like Lingering Souls or if someone plays like a birds like Hermit, and then you just kill them both, you get a really good value at it. It's really good against your bad matchups with basically 1/1s. People that like play a lot of 1/1s, even like a hero precinct 1 that can make up a lot of 1/1s, is really annoying. So that's good as a one up here. There's two more in the sideboard here, along with Chain Whirlers. Chain Whirlers is kind of an all-star when you want to slow down the game a bit and kind of control your opponent a little more. You can just they'll always start to play a blocker in response. You just kind of wipe their board and just keep attacking. It's pretty great. Combust is here for mainly white decks, maybe the Hush Knot deck. That matchup's actively kind of bad. Maybe not so much in this version, but at least in like the normal versions, I think just having like a 1/3 is really hard to beat because like Forkbolt and Chain Whirler can't play, and especially in this deck, the deck doesn't play Chain Lightning like it does the normal version. So you need something to kill like big white creatures. Nile Spellbomb's mostly for like Hermit or like Oops All Spells or any sort of like graveyard centric deck. And Smash Exploding is mostly artifacts, obviously. The Colossus decks, pretty much Colossus decks. Even like you can hit in Mindslaver maybe, but I don't think Mindslaver we can play against you that much. So gonna play in a league today. 5 fun rounds of this deck. It's more of a fun deck. I'm not expecting much. I did 5-0 in one of the test builds with Universal Automaton. I'm actually the only person that's ever 5-0'd with this silly card. But it's because the archetype's really good, and just having the 8 Bushwhacker thing is really great. So let's see. Let's see what's up. Alright, round 1 with the Penny Dreadful 8 whack list. Say it's good. Not like amazingly fast. You want to draw a Bushwhacker or something, but it has land and spells, so I cannot complain. Probably start with like Signal Pest. It kind of puts out the most damage long term. Ancient Stirrings. This could be Post, or maybe the Colossus deck. Okay, I guess we're playing the Colossus deck. So this is kind of like a race, I would say. You really just don't want to see like a turn 3 Anvil. It's kind of the worst thing. Ooh. I don't know what this name. I guess it still name's Goblin because it satisfies Goblin Grenade, but this is gonna be a weird like on curve sort of thing. I guess I'll go like turn 2 Marshall, turn 3 Automaton. Naming Goblin. Okay. That's a little annoying. Gaining life is never something you want to see. There's a red deck. Okay, Judah the Goblin Grenade, which is going to be pretty great with all my pseudo goblins and pseudo goblins. That I can't pay the echo here, but and this matchup I kind of want to go fast. I actually would just want to draw all like Bushwhacker stuff at this point. So I think a problem with this deck is that it's a bit slower. It's not enough like haste creatures. Like in the regular 8-whack decks, you can play like Fanatical Firebrands and other kind of hasty guys, things like that. This is an Anvil, so this is going to be kind of like a fireworks turn here. They're going to exile an artifact, so their artifacts cost 2 less. They're going to start drawing cards with all the cantrip 2-drops. Ichor Wellspring, Vial. And some of these things actually have text. Like the Alchemist Vial is actually kind of annoying. Ooh, they stopped. That's great. It's actually great for me. So I'm not going to pay the echo here. Makes a guy. Alright, here we go. I'm doing it. Oop, not that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to name this. I'm going to name Goblin. And now if I draw like Andy Bushwhacker, it's going to be really good. Because I have a bunch of 1-drop spells and the kind of carry like a Reckless Bushwhacker. Goblin Bushwhacker is just as fine. And obviously the Bushwhackers are all goblins, so the Automaton will pump them. And this is like the cool part about the deck with the Bushwhackers. It pumps through a lot of damage. Especially Signal Pests and things like that. Let's see what they drew. Okay, they're going to play the Colossus. It's pretty cheap. It costs, I guess... I don't... Wait. These cost 5, 7, 9. So it costs 2. And they're going to get, like, at least one more, I would say. I could technically kill a Colossus here. With, like, double grenade. But they have a Scrap Trawler, too, so... that could be a bit annoying. Let's see. Okay, it's not the best draw. I think Public Enemy #1 is actually killing the Scrap Trawler. It's actually really annoying. I could block a Colossus for a while. But I don't want to just, like, kind of suicide my creatures in there. So I'm going to kill this. And I'm gonna play the Ice Hide Goal. I'm just gonna pass. It's pretty sad I didn't name Pest, because then this kind of would have gotten through. This deck doesn't have the power to like 20 someone, unlike my normal 8-whack list that play like Devastating Someone, which is actually a really broken card in these kinds of builds, but this guy is a bit annoying, not gonna lie. There's a big roadblock. Might just take the first 10. But you gotta be worried about things like Alchemist Vial, which can kind of stop a guy. Okay, they drew another Colossus. Or maybe they had. I think they got another one. I don't remember. They're getting more Colossuses. So this is getting bad. So just play another one. This is the. I mean, I don't know what Plan A. I think Plan A is actually just making a bunch of 10/10s in this deck. It's actually pretty good. Because at this point, the ground is like stopped up. But I didn't really get anything going. This build can be slower, but it's supposed to have more closing speed. Yeah, and I drew like 6 mountains. Alright. Alright. Game 2. Turn 3, Anvil's where you want to be with the Colossus deck. It just kind of opens up your deck. I'm just going to play a bunch of smashes and hope that works out. I'm going to take out the Fork Bolt. What else to cut? Might be just the automatons. They are a bit slow. They're kind of like the slowest thing. I want to stay fast. Like in these kinds of builds, like the automatons, the universal automatons are better than the adaptive ones. So we'll just try to get low and try to stay fast. Yeah, the adapt automaton took the slot of devastating summons just to try it out, but I don't think it's working out so far. This hand is okay. I'm gonna keep. This puts out a lot of damage on turn 2. This is like 8 damage. And then maybe I can draw like a Shrapnel Blast or a Goblin Grenade or something like that. But this is a lot of damage on turn 2. And I'm gonna do it all. If I draw like a Reckless Bushwhacker, it's gonna be even better than the Goblin Bushwhacker, because then I could just Bushwhacker next turn, the turn afterwards. But yeah, I'd rather just put on as much damage as I can. I'll draw just a spell. Okay, it's on a spell. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put down as much damage as I can in one turn. It's gonna be annoying when I draw a Reckless Bushwhacker, but at least I could just hard cast it. So if I keep drawing Goblin Bushwhackers, the game is gonna be over really soon. If I could just like run out a bunch of Goblin Bushwhackers, I think this would be great. Actually, if they name Automaton now, I just name Construct, and these guys get pumped. So an adaptive Automaton would be pretty great. They drew a tap land. That can't be good. Oh, smash. Okay. So it cuts off the Anvil turn. Alright. Any Bushwhacker kills, except a Reckless one, especially if I use a Smash Smithings this turn. I don't want them to resolve an Anvil, so I'd rather just like kill it before they get any value. So the trigger is going to be on the stack here. I'm going to actually just kill it. So a lot of cards kill at this point. In this point of the game, a ton of cards kill. They might just concede. Okay. So a lot of different cards kill. Another Goblin Bushwhacker, any burn spell. Any one of the 10 burn spells in my deck. Or 8, rather. I can't count. Okay, Mod Orbital doesn't really kill. But it does put a lot of hurt. They're gonna be at 1. And they have to, like, really push here. They have to really figure out how to wipe the entire board. While dealing with, like, all these things. While trying to go off or something. Okay. That was a good hand. And a true Shrapnel Blast. Man, imagine if I draw an adaptive automaton there. That would have been actually pretty wild. The cool thing about the Universal Automaton, it does share archetype. It does share like a text with like golems or this or whatever. So you could actually like have this weird line of like Universal Automaton, Signal Pest, and Adaptive Automaton, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of pests for like pest attacking. I'm gonna just run it back just like this. If anything, I want to cut a War Marshal for this. That seems weird, but I want to try it. I like this hand. I'm gonna keep. I get a turn 2 Bushwhacker. I have to smash the Smithereens to disrupt them. This is actually a really good hand. I'm gonna start with Ice-Tide Golem. These are the kind of hands that actually kind of beat this deck, I think. They're just pretty fast. I might want to hold up this, maybe, and then I can get a big turn next turn. Because they'll have 3 mana on when I have 2 lands. So maybe I want to do that. Okay. That's totally fine. This is a nice art. I have the promo art where it's the guy like twisting his like body. His body's like being contorted. It's actually crazy. Okay. I'm gonna hold. I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see if they play like the Anvil. Because I'd rather just kill an Anvil and then get in for 1,000,000,000 damage. With this deck, you kind of just want to go all in on damage. You want to just push as much as you can. Okay, they drew a Vial. Do I kill that? That can't be right, but I'm gonna kill it. This could be wrong. This could be completely wrong, but I want to, like, use all my mana every turn. Okay, that's a really good draw. It's basically just another Bushwhacker at this point. Alright, cast this. Cast all these things. And then Bushwhacker them all. This is a lot of damage. How much is this? 10? This is 10 damage? Nice. Next turn is lethal, actually. I think. Yeah, next turn is lethal. If the board stays the same. Okay, never mind. They go to 10. If I draw another Bushwhacker, any Bushwhacker now, the game's almost locked up. Unless they play another... If they play another Bond of Flourishing, it'd be pretty good. Okay, they're going toward the guy. That's pretty good. It actually does stop the most amount of damage. Another Bushwhacker, I think, kills here. Okay, grenade short. I have 2 goblins now, so they have to kill both goblins somehow. If I make it like a suicide attack. They would have to block both goblins. Okay. This is great, because they're not, like, going off at all. Okay. This is still lethal. The sneaky goblin! It's gonna happen! I can even draw a Shrapnel Blast here, just kind of end it. Okay, adaptive. I can adaptive. Oh, what is the swag play? No, swag play. We got a swag play. Construct, 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 construct. Let's name a fog. This is not the advisable play, but I'm gonna name construct. It's the better play. It's the awesome play. That's what this is. This is not the better play, but it's the awesome play. Because they're all constructs. Oh man. All right, round 2, the Penny Dreadful 8-whack list. This is also really good. I'm gonna keep. I think one of the advantages of this list over normal ones is that you can play Memnite. Okay, it looks like a red mirror. I think if they play a bunch of burn spells, their pretty much advantage because they have to kill everything. That's like sort of like a sort of controlling deck. We're both snow lands. Okay. All right. I'm never gonna block this, so it's okay. I'm gonna just kind of put on as much damage as I can. Okay, they play another noble. A nice hide golem. Okay. Um. Just gonna offer up a bunch of trades and see if they take. I can't trade with this guy, so he's getting in, but the other guys might not get in. He might just trade everything. I would actually probably trade everything. I don't know. I don't have a lot of removal, like I said, so yeah, they're gonna trade. Part of me might want to actually shrapnel blast the noble at some point. I think my only advantage is that I can put on a lot of haste damage really quickly. Okay, they're out of stuff. I have an automaton. I have a universal automaton. Um, might just trade here. Really don't know. This is a rough one, game one. Okay, that just has evasion. Also blocks the signal pest pretty well. Alright, full send. I don't disagree with that. Alright, block here. No other really good blocks. Alright, I could actually kill a lot of things here. A lot of things could die. I think I just grenade the noble, block Cackler, kill the Phoenix. That doesn't seem good at all. That actually really doesn't. I mean, this is kind of a losing effort, but you know what? We'll just show them all our cards here. I'm not as nearly as controlling enough to beat a deck like this. Okay, they're gonna Firebolt. I have to respond. Um, what do I kill? I guess I kill the Chandra's Phoenix. I could block the Cackler with like another Golem or something. Or maybe just draw a Fork Bolt and kill it. The problem is they have this thing. This is the thing I wanted to kill. Because it's really hard for me to deal with without like a Shrapnel Blast. Okay. Alright, top deck city. Bushwhacker. Not an amazing top deck. I'm just gonna hold it. This is an artifact? It is. It's a construct. Maybe I should play those in my deck. It's probably kind of hard. It's just I'm gonna play like, okay, drew their Firebolt. That was a good draw. Okay. This might be a bit rough, but I do have like a ton of like control stuff in my graveyard or my sideboard. So I'm gonna bring in Combust. I'm gonna bring in the Chain Whirlers. Chain Whirlers doesn't seem as good. It's a really good blocker here. I'm actually gonna bring in the Smashes too. I think these are gonna be really good. The thing is what to cut. I think I might just cut the Automatons. They're just a bit low impact in this matchup. And I forgot one more thing. I actually don't mind the adaptive Automatons. I can actually name certain things here. I can name like Goblin and it'd be really good. I don't know if I could really cut. I think the universal ones are really good to cut because they're just one ones. They don't really do anything. They kind of satisfy the Shrapnel Blast Goblin Grenade plan, but other than that, they don't really do much. I think adaptive Amazons could be really good in sort of a slower matchup. I don't want to cut Mogwai Marshal. That's gonna block well. I don't want to cut Signal Pests either, but it might be the cut. It does kind of like lower the artifact count a bit for shrapnel blast. So I might have to cut a couple blasts. Maybe like 2 signal pests, 2 blasts. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. If anything, I cut a goblin. If anything, I cut like the adaptive automatons. And then I still have the same amount of goblins to. I actually have more goblins than not goblins. Because I'm bringing in chain whirlers. Alright, maybe I just cut like a couple of these. Maybe just cut 3 of them. No, maybe 4. I don't know. Um, no, I'll cut 2. I'll cut like 2 signal pests. I'm not really sure about this, but let's just hedge. It's kind of a hedge. I think it's kind of hard to be on the offensive. And these are like this is a very offensive card. And I think I'm trying to play like a slower game with my sideboard plan. Oof. Second land is actually a great hand. I'm gonna mulligan. I kind of want removal spells. All right, this hand's a little better. I'm gonna keep. It's a little rough. I'm gonna. Hopefully this is good enough. Just having a 1-minute 2/2, I think is a good start. Second land be kind of boss here. Okay, that was boss. Because like 2 lands is like perfect for a hand like this, because the Midnight's always gonna trigger the surge here. They didn't play a 1-drop, which is pretty big. Okay. They must be just holding removal spells. I'm gonna pay the Echo. In these attrition matchups, it's really good to just have the guy like this, I think. They have to kill something here. Alright, sudden shock, sure. I get the name Goblin with this. Okay. They'll probably attack. If they don't play... Okay. Ooh, we drew a Reckless Bushwhacker. Okay. Let's just kind of surge for a turn. All we can. This is 8. Being on the play is a big benefit here. For turns like this. Now they're like kind of on the back foot. And if I draw like if I draw a land, I can fork bolt something and bushwhacker in and just kind of trade. I can even like play this named Goblin. Okay, that's good too. I'm just gonna do this. And now I'm just like a Shrapnel Blast or Goblin Grenade away from just winning outright. They kind of like trade their team, and I still get to keep 2 things. Well, they can like not trade this. They can like kill this or something. They can like pretty good blocks for them, but these things die. These things die like outright. So they go to 4, and now like, well now Shrapnel Blast isn't good because I don't have an artifact. I won't have an artifact after this. But like a Goblin Grenade's like really good here. Another Fork Bolt's really good. I have a lot of like good. I have a lot of good spells. Okay, Abbott. Draws an Incinerate. That's a good Incinerate. They have to use it now, though. Which means, like, Fork Bolt is actually kind of good. In fact, if I... Ooh, they're just going to hold... They can't really hold it, but they're going to hold the blocker. Which is probably the better line. I think I just, like, forked... I'm going to Fork Bolt Surge. If they have a spell here, it's going to look really bad. But then if they have a... Okay. I was saying if they have a spell, they couldn't activate the Frostlock. This should be game. If they had a spell, they would have cast it there. Okay. Game 3. I don't think I'm going to sideboard any differently. But yeah, I mean, play draw is a big thing in this matchup. Just being able to take the offensive. They had a very slow hand. I think they just had a very defensive hand, though. Because I started with a 2/2 and just didn't stop from there. I'm gonna keep this hand. The smash is gonna be really awkward looking, but I think it might make a difference. They do play the Ice-Eyed Golems and the Frostwalk Bastion, so those are targets for this. Really, this red deck mirrors. Just see, look at that already. Um, hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold the Forked Bolt because I really want to use it for something else. This is specifically to kill the things like this. Might just Fork Bolt the next spell here or something. Okay. All right. So with this, I'm just gonna try to Bushwhacker here because I have two of them. I just want to use my mana as much as I can. Something's gonna die though, I think. Oh, the other Pentacle Cry happened. Okay, maybe not. I mean, I guess I can just kill this. It saves the most damage. It's fine. They play like a Phoenix, and they go Ice-Eyed Golem, Bushwhacker, and it's a lot of damage. Okay. Oh. Well, now they have the Frosthawk Bastion, so I feel good about like fork bolting this. That's weird. I don't know what line I should take here. I am gonna fork bolt this. And man, this is where I want a bunch of lands. I think I'm just gonna pass. I feel like I have to hold up 2 mana to stop this. But it looks like it's more of a blocker than an attacker. Okay, Earthshaker. Sure. My Fork Bolt looks silly now. Used on this. Maybe now I just kind of like plow. I kind of wish I'd played the Golem. But I can kind of do a big turn next turn anyway. Firebolt me. Interesting. That's very aggressive. I drew another smash. Okay, let's just go all in, because I'm not going to die this next turn. That was a very aggressive Firebolt. I'm going to punish him for this. Okay. Now they're already at 8. And I have a bunch of smashes in my hand, and I have the board. I have the board presence. So if they ever want to like do anything, they have to hold this back, but that's going to get punished by the smash. I'm so surprised they firebolt in my face. Okay. Race? Okay. Hmm. Well, this is the bad part about Smash. If they don't activate this, it's never good. I could trade everything, but I mean, it's like they would trade here. Maybe they'd like trade here and trade here. It's not really a good attack. Like I get them for 2, but it's not that good. So we're gonna hang out. Just gonna hang out. They need to play some Ice-Tide Golems. I need some targets. Okay. Stalemate. I need some targets, man. This is bad, because like I can just get like bolted out of the game or incinerated one by one from my creatures. A bunch of shrapnel blasts would be really nice too. Okay, Cackler. Love a Cackler. Probably start attacking with the Phoenix soon, no? Okay. They're just scared. They're afraid of the burst damage, which they really should be. We're just gonna continue to develop the ground game. Soon my Signal Pass is just gonna put out a lot of damage. I think it's just suicide attacking right now, honestly. Okay, Cackler gets in. Sure, take it. Okay. I want to pay the Echo here. What's a reckless bushwhacker? Um, how do I die here? I don't know if I do. Attack with everyone. So if I attack with everyone here, they can kind of just... They can make some, like, easy blocks. Like, block here. They have to block this. It would trade here. Maybe, like... No, because the Signal Pest is going to pump everyone, so it's going to be a good trade for me. Okay, yeah, I think this is game. I don't know. It depends if I have, like, a Burst Lightning or something. I have a removal solve for the Frostlock Bastion, so this is why this attack is really good. Okay, kill this. Smash. It's basically it's basically like a Searing Blaze, which is insane. They have like a Shrapnel Blast. That's actually really big because it is an artifact they can sack. It's one of the few you just maybe play the Snow Home deck maybe or the Snow Red deck. Okay. Now I don't know how they block because I think they die no matter what. Unless they have another removal spell. Okay. They have a Burst Lightning for a thing. Oh, guess not. Okay, cool. All right, another round with the Penny Dreadful 8 whack list. This is a big old mulligan. It's just not a good hand. You want to see like one or two grenades, even like three at once. I think it's a lot. This hand, I'm on the draw. This could be okay. I'm gonna keep. I have like a little bit of everything, honestly. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Mogwai Marshal. Turn one Automaton, turn two like Midnight Bushwhacker. Seems like a good time so far. Okay, drew a land. Awesome. Alright, go Automaton. Really the MVP of this deck tech so far. It's gonna die? Okay. The greatest thing is like when they use a removal spell on an Automaton, it doesn't even like feel right. Okay, Smoke Braider. So they're playing elementals. Very like it could be a decent deck. Elementals has like it has like the Lord that basically sneak attacks other elementals, which can be really insane because there's actually like really big elementals. So there's one of two things. I can either like respect this or not respect it. If I don't respect it, I go Memnite, Bushwhacker, attack. And then they like play a 5-drop here. I could just Shrapnel Blast it, honestly. I think I kind of want to Shrapnel Blast it. Because this adds like 2 mana, which is kind of insane. So no, they won't take the trade here. There's no way to take the trade. Okay. So I'm going to blast this. Okay. I could blast the 5-drop, but it just keeps making mana. This thing's insane too. It's like it's just like super mana dork. So this is probably gonna play the it's okay, they don't have it. Interesting. Okay, do another land. I think I might just go like Memnite Reckless. Just start getting some damage in. One didn't do anything, so I think I should be okay. Right, it can get hit with like I don't know, like a Sweltering Suns, and then I have if I draw a land here, I can just Automaton, Bushwhacker. Sure. Trigger still happens. It's actually funny. There's the guessing game of like which to kill. I guess both they're killing both, which is fine. I was gonna say because they have Goblin Grenade, somehow the Reckless Bushwhacker is better to kill than that. But this is fine. I'm totally fine. We'll just trade down and kind of I'll have the last thing standing hopefully. Okay, Hound of Gristlebrand. That is a very annoying elemental. Probably because it's Double Strike, which kind of like nerfs my deck. So we just have to wait. It's good on the block and it has Undying too. So it's incredibly hard to kill. Okay, this is the guy I was talking about. Incandescent Smoke Soul Stoke, which is basically yeah, it's basically just a sneak attack, which is insane too. It also makes this thing a 6/6. Okay. I think I'm dead. I feel like I'm dead. Let's just play an Automaton. Play a Bushwhacker. attack a little bit and then die to this. It will. You can actually. Oh, you know what's crazy? Because you can actually bring these out, and then it's undying, so you just get it back stronger, which is kind of insane. It's actually kind of insane. Okay. Oh, they have hostility. Okay. Chain my face. Uh. Are these three ones? Yeah, they're just like okay. Okay. All right. So public enemies number one and two are the smoke brighter than that. I don't think I could really stop the dog, so I'm just gonna bring in forked bolts. Maybe I can like cheese them, like block them with more marshals a lot, and just call it a day. Really, I think speed is the key of winning this matchup. The problem is they have a lot of like removal spells, so I can't really like fight through that. I think I'll just cut some adaptives and just try to stay low, stay fast. Um, this hand's okay. I'll keep. It's not like amazing, but it'll do. I think it'll do. These hands are like a lot of the hands will be not amazing, but if anything, this is a goblin and an artifact, so it kind of fits the theme of like mediocre. But I mean, the shell of it is just of just like having a bunch of like little creatures and bushwhackers. It's really just enough to beat a lot of matchups. So if I could just like kill the first thing, I think I should be great, and I can just keep piling on damage here. Because it's like turn one this, turn two bushwhacker attack. That's like the baseline of this hand here. It's a harbinger. Okay, they're just gonna chain my guy. That's not too bad. I would love to see like a Mem Knight. Okay, War Marshal's pretty good. I'm down with War Marshal. I'm gonna pay the Echo. Just keep it alive as much as I can. They probably play Smoke Raider. No? Okay. Okay, pay the Echo. Really annoying for like ooh naming goblins on this board is pretty good, honestly. Because I mean I just have all goblins. So just this naming goblin is pretty great. Wow. Kind of worried about getting blown out here. I think this is fine because if I draw a land, I could Goblin Bushwhacker, Ruckus Bushwhacker, I guess. I kind of am setting myself up for like some weird board wipe, like a Sweltering Suns, but at least I get a Wog Marshal out of it. Or a Wog Marshal token out of it. I can't think this guy's going to live through this turn. I think they're going to just burst lightning this down. It's like I see into the future. Crazy. The last thing I want to see it like a land drop and then the Hound of Gristlebrand. I think it's just so hard to beat for my deck. If they play the Soul Stoke here, it's just gonna die, which is pretty great because then I can like Bushwhacker, like a Reckless here. Search this, and getting for a big point of damage. So now at this point, like if they play the Hound, then I can just kind of like play through it. I guess they're at enough damage where it's just good enough. Okay, that's totally fine. So I think I'm at the point where I just kind of kill them. We just fork bolt upstairs, then surge again. It's another 6 damage total. And then if I draw a land, I can just double Bushwhacker, and I don't know what we can do from here. Because if I draw a land, like if they board wipe again, I draw a land, I just kill them. Okay. Land drop, please. Please. I don't even need a land drop, actually. I could just play one normally. Yeah, I could just, like, honestly cast one normally. And then just do this. That's actually 4 damage. So I didn't even need a land drop, actually. This is a 1-drop. Fun fact, this costs 1 sometimes. Alright. Just what you want to see against a bunch of, like, sorcerer speed removals, just a bunch of haste people. Okay, I don't think I do anything else. I think that was a pretty reasonable turn. So, just do the same thing. Their hand was very reactive, so there's not much they could do there. I am kind of worried the Shrouded Blast getting a little worse because they might not have a lot of artifacts to sack to it. We'll see. We'll see. Sure. I think this is actually a pretty reasonable hand. I can keep. Definitely turn on Signal Pass, Bushwhacker, Memnite. It's a pretty strong start. Alright, Goblin Grenade. Also not bad. It's bad. It's not great, but it's not great against like a Sweltering Suns type hand. Alright. Ooh, this is pretty good. This run right into the Sweltering Suns, though. But, gotta get in while you can. I don't know if I want to overextend by playing the Automaton. It is a grenade. It is a Goblin for Goblin Grenade. Ooh, they missed a land drop. It's not great. I'm gonna hold it. It's kind of awkward, but I am gonna hold it. Looks like they're just itching for a land for Sweltering Suns. Ooh, they missed a land drop. That's not good. It's like it's very punishing here. I think I can kill them this turn. Maybe. They go to... They go to... No, they go to 8 here. Like, short 1. Okay, that's fine. So they're at 9. Almost there. Again, I don't want to run this out, but I could have actually ran it out. I don't know. Okay, I think they're dead. If they don't kill something right here. Okay. Alright. Automaton. Get my goblin in play. Grenade you. Sack my goblin here. Forked bolt. Unfortunate land. Unfortunate land situation for my opponent, but I had the goblin grenade. It's all but done. Alright, another match with the Penny Dreadful 8 whack, 8 goblin, 12 goblin, or 8 bushwhacker. No, wait, 8, I'm sorry, 8 goblin, 8 grenades, 12 goblins, 12 artifacts, 8 changeling thingies. Deck. Dot deck. My opponent is thinking hard about this mulligan. They might even be here. We'll wait. But I am patient. I will wait. I will wait this out. Maybe just at them in the Discord. Always a good idea. Last thing I want to do is not play. I am. Oh, see, every time I type a message and then they just show up randomly. I'm going to keep this hand. It's actually a really good hand. Turn 1 Ice Tide Golem, turn 2 Memnite Bushwhacker is a lot of damage. I'll love to see a tap land too. Okay. Side. Very aggressive start. Multiple goblins here for my grenade. Magus of the Bazaar. I actually think I should fork bolt that. Because they'll never block here, so That seems like something that enables their deck quite a bit. So I'm gonna totally kill that and hit them. I'm gonna play the automaton and then pass turn. The automaton is so funny. I think it's just hilarious in this deck. It's enabled so much. Okay, a Sprite Dragon. Interesting Sprite Dragon Bizarre deck. I like the attack because they're just basically saying they're never going to block with it. And their best bet is to attack to win this game. Okay. I can set up for a huge turn if they don't have a Wrath. I don't think they'll have a Wrath effect, so I think I'm just going to go Signal Pest. And I'm going to attack with these fellas. And then next turn I go Memnite, Bushwhacker. And that's a good time. That's a really big time. Maybe I have a land I can grenade them and kill? Maybe? It's hard to grenade people with the blue mana up. They can have a bunch of counter spells. Okay, they're gonna hang back for a second. Okay, gotta make a decision here. 3 mana untapped. Electrolyze would be the craziest thing to see. I think I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna cast everything. When in doubt, just right-click attack. that's the line. I mean, they could counterspell this. It's better than counterspelling my Goblin Grenade at some point, which is gonna probably end the game soon. Alright, they're gonna Izzet Charm. Draw 2, discard 2. Interesting mode for this part. I think killing something is better, like killing a Signal Pest is a bit better. But they're gonna just loot. They must have a plan if they're looting. Okay, they have a... Oh, they have Circular Logic. Okay, that's a plan. I like that. They have Scab Ruinator in their graveyard, too. Oh my goodness. This is a healthy person. Alright, can't pay that. I think I'm going to kill this. I think I'm actually going to grenade this with my automaton here. I think that's totally worth it. It does put another creature in the graveyard for a Scab Ruinator, but... Ugh, I don't know. That guy's getting out of hand. They need one more creature to cast this from their graveyard. Okay. They're playing... They're going an adventure first. Okay, they definitely have enough creatures now for the thing. An O4 is actually kind of annoying. And then next turn they're gonna play this Ruinator. And it's gonna get... It might get bad. Oh, these guys count as creatures in the graveyard? I don't think so. I don't really know. I think they're lands first. Okay. Oh, I should have actually made a guy. I don't know. This is probably fine. Even if they play the Scab Ruinator here, it's not gonna be a big deal. What if I just went upstairs and killed them next turn? They have to have like Spell Pierce. Yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs now. They'd have to have Spell Pierce. Exactly, Spell Pierce. Okay. So this is a really big... If they don't have wipe the board here, I think this is a really lethal attack. Even if they play the Ruinator. Because these will be like 6 damage on its own. Like, they block here, No, maybe not. No, it's 4. It's actually exactly 4. Well, they could block the pest, but they wouldn't block the pest in this situation. Okay, they're gonna play the Ruinator, I believe. They definitely have another, like, 1-drop. Like, another Secret Keeper. Or a Burn Spell. Let's see what my draw is. Signal Pest, okay. Attack with everyone. Like, block, take 4. Unless you have a Burn Spell here. Okay. Just enough. Just how we like it. Okay, so they're a graveyard-centric deck. Looks like they're milling a bunch, and they're kind of getting some value. I think I just want Combust to just match up. They did play a lot of blue creatures. It doesn't actually kill Ruinator, though. So that's a little awkward. That's actually a big awkward. A bit awkward. I don't know. I don't know what else I'm going to bring out. That O4 is actually really annoying the more I think about it. I don't know if I actually want to bring in Spell Bombs. I'm not really sure. I think it's good enough. I think they're actually going to have to bring it. I'm going to... I don't know what to cut, though. I guess cutting automatons is not bad, because I'm bringing in, like, artifacts anyway. I'm actually worried about Goblin Grenades and Shrapnel Blasts. They're kind of like 2-for-1s that I give to myself. So I'm going to trim them. I'm just going to trim one of each. If anything, more Goblin Grenades, because I have less Goblins now than I have automatons and artifacts. So maybe I just, like, keep 4. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's try this. Sure, I'll keep. Take the most aggressive start, play the 2-2 for 1. Okay. I think it's actually, like, combust worthy, honestly. If I draw... I can't really draw... I think I cut the 4th bolt. Yeah, I think this is worth. Big worth, I think. Especially with these Graveyard Centrics, you really want to cut out the Enabler. Alright, Frantic Surge. This could be a big Frantic Surge. I could discard, like... Oh, they... What? Okay, Fiery Temper can hit the Ice-Hide Golem here. Blade Wings Thrall. I guess Spray Dragon is a dragon. They have another guy. Okay. Oh, this is kind of scary. I don't want to really use a Shrapnel Blast on this. Hold on, let me think. What if it's worth it? I'm gonna try it because I think it's worth it. Because they're gonna discard. It's like them drawing 5 cards. So I think I'm just. It's a weird access to. No, it's a. No, it's a dragon. It triggers any dragon. No. No, I didn't know it was any dragon. Oh my God. Okay. My plans have changed. I think it's like I don't know. I gotta cut these. I gotta cut these automatons. I gotta cut them. It's not a good idea. Oh no. They know too, and I paused. I had to pause. Ugh. This might be a loss. We'll see. That's really bad. That's actually really bad. It's such a weird card. I thought it was just for their dragons they get the trigger. Not my dragons. My everything. Ugh. This could be really bad. They're really deciding about what to discard. Obviously, things like Scabrinator are pretty bad, so they want to get that in their graveyard. Maybe they have like unearthed creatures. Okay, they have the Fiery Temper, pretty big. Can kill the Automaton, but I don't know if that's even good for them. Okay. Okay, they're just gonna hang out. I'm gonna pay the Echo. I'll have 2 mana anyway for this. That's what do we do here? Let's just run out everything. So I can't even like combust this. I can definitely shrapnel blast it. So eventually, like Magus of the Bazaar loses a bit of value, but I don't know how bad it's gonna be with this graveyard centric deck. They just have to like, because they have to discard 3 cards every time. Okay, so they, oh my God, they have advanced Stitchwing. So here comes the Ruinator, which is, wow, okay. And now this guy's gonna, oh my goodness. This is why I should have killed this, I think. Okay, that's like a 10. This is like 10 damage. I could just like nug them a lot. I don't want to get like, is it charmed? So maybe I just tend them. I don't think this is right, but that's like 10 damage. If I just draw 2 goblin grenades, the game's over. Okay, another loot. Okay, they have shenanigans. Okay, there's a Sprite Dragon, which triggers the Bladewing Thrall. What a nice little synergy. Okay, they're gonna attack with their... They have all flyers now. They can attack with everyone. I actually don't think it's a good idea. Okay. Well, maybe they know something I don't. I haven't seen Bladewing Thrall in a really long time. Not since, like, the Dragon Reanimator decks that would... I think they reanimated, like, Bladewing the Risen, and then they get back a bunch of dragons, because, like, I think that's, like, a trigger that gets other dragons. And then you got Bladewing Thrall just for fun in there. I'm just gonna concede. I'm just kind of dead. I'm pretty dead. Oh my god. Okay, now we know what to cut. And it's actually the best card in this deck, which is Universal Automaton. It's gotta go. And on second thought, I think I need to keep in the fire bolts, the fork bolts rather. So I think I'm gonna play pretty much all the fork bolts and then like an adaptive. We'll just call it there. They did bring in shenanigans, I saw, but that should be okay. Actually, you know what? No, this is fine. I need to kill. I really need to kill the Magus. I think it's really important for that thing to die. We'll try this. Sure. I can try it. It's not amazing, but at least I have an artifact for Shrapnel Blast. If I draw like a spell bomb at some point, it's gonna be really good. Double Signal Pest does kind of put on a lot of damage. If I draw like a Bushwhacker, it'd be really nice for a turn 3 play. Okay. I actually still am gonna anticipate me drawing a Bushwhacker. Like I don't think I'll pay the. I'm not sure if I'll pay the Echo. Actually, I'm not really sure at this point. Maybe I will. Yeah, because they're like they have like a lot of they have removal spells in their deck. I'm gonna pay the Echo. Okay. Also, it makes the Signal Pest a bit better this turn. Okay, Izzet Charm? Unfortunate I didn't have the Shrapnel Blast mana there. I do have a Signal Pest back, though, and now I have like Shrapnel Blast. I'll have Shrapnel Blast up next turn with a Goblin Grenade as well. Just a lot of damage. Sweltering Suns would be pretty big. Okay, Volcanic Spray, also good. Just as good. Also has Flashback. Nice little synergy with her deck. Okay, now I'm kind of just struggling. Okay, another War Marshal's not bad. They can just flash this back, and I still get a Goblin back. It's not too bad, I guess. But, I mean, they're buying a lot of time. This kind of forces them to try it, because I'm definitely paying the Echo. Okay, it's fine. Still, I get a Goblin, and that's always great. All right, now I have a man. Now I have a creature for Shrapnel Blast. It's pretty good. If I could just give them 10, the game could be over. Very close. They have still have 6 cards in their hand, and all they've done is react. Okay, Frantic Search. They could dump a bunch of Rodinators that are kind of rotting in their hand. They're not very good at any point until you actually fill your graveyard. All right, they have a Fiery Temper, and they discarded the Ruinator as well. Okay. This is kind of scary because I can kind of get Izzet Charmed here. And I get no value out of this. I will go for it, though. I have no other choice. To the Dome. Let's see if they have a Izzet Charm. Or they have another Frantic Search. Oh, they could Circular Logic me, too. Which is kind of even better because they're getting so much value out of these Frantic Searches. This is like a weird madness graveyard blue-red deck. Flashback, Ruinators. Man, if they discard like no, they need 3 creatures here. Okay, so they have the logic. They even have an advanced Stitchwing, which they can actually cast this turn. Or well, they have to pay another. Okay, they have to play another blue, so they can't actually play the Stitchwing. It costs 3. Okay, well, oh well. What are you gonna do there? All right, they had a land drop. Oh, it's turn 5. Okay, so the Arrogant's gonna advance Stitchwing. They can even discard 2 creatures to get the Ruinator after the next turn. They don't have to do it now. They can always just wait. It's probably just better to wait. Look like if I draw a Combust, it's gonna be really good. Oh, do a Spell Bomb. It's actually a. So it can never respond to the Stitchwing casted. It's like an instant. So no matter what, it's like they can always just like they always have priority for this. So they're always gonna get 3/4 basically, which is what I'm trying to say. Because or maybe not. I don't know. The activation does it go in a stack? I don't know. So they can't activate this yet. Okay. I don't know how this works because we'll just wait, I guess. Do we want a bushwhack? Yeah, I mean, we can just continually put pressure. They would have to cast like 2 spells this next turn, or this turn to block profitably. I guess they don't want to blink first with the spell bomb. I want to make them do something. Unless they like dump 2 creatures in their graveyard somehow. I have to wait for them to tap out. Okay, they're gonna trade. Okay, they're gonna deal 2 of that. Okay, I'm gonna let this happen, and then I'm gonna just spell bomb them now. I think this is a good spell bomb time. Okay, now I'll spell bomb them. Okay, I think that was the right time. Unless now they could have like held back another Frantic Search to dump their graveyard, but they have a lot of resources other than what's in their hand, so this isn't too bad of a position. Drew a 2/2. Not bad, not bad. Start attacking. Okay, they have a Fiery Temper. So now we're just trading. Oh, they could just like hard cast these things. There's no Mara Wizard. It's a 4/3. I drew a land. Whenever you cast into the sorcery or wizard spell, gains flying. Okay. That gets combusted with the best of them. Okay. Just gotta wait. Bide my time. Okay, that's a wizard, so it gets flying. Not bad, not bad. Oh, man, I need to draw a forked bolt really badly here. Or just a removal spell for this thing. Okay, there's another spell bomb. Um, I guess I could like spell bomb bushwhacker attack. I think I have to like go for the kill here or attempt to, which is like I have to just set myself up for some sort of victory formation where they don't block. They're never gonna block this. There's no way they block. And maybe I draw like a shrapnel blast and I attack again and like something crazy happens. But I mean, this depends on like the cards in their hand. I have no idea what's in their hand. If I had to guess, maybe it's like a bunch of like circular logics or something. I don't know. Something they couldn't cast immediately without any value, which feels like circular logic. But they get a loot, which is really bad because it really just enables the rest of their deck. Right, they're gonna shenanigans the spell bomb, and they get flying there. So I mean, I have no choice but to, I guess, use it. Pretty unfortunate because that ruins my shrapnel blast outs. Then they can like loot on will here. I think their best draw is like a fiery temper for this reckless bushwhacker. Okay, they put a Ruinator in their graveyard. Do they have another spray dragon? Is that the only dragon they have just to trigger the Blade Wings Thrall? Amazing. Okay. I think I'm dead. I think I'm just like dead here. Through an Eyesight Golem. If they have a flyer, I mean, this is a bunch of damage already. I think I'm dead. I don't know. I think I have to like kill the wizard. But if they draw any spell, I lose. Like if they draw any spell in general, I lose. And I can't really play the Eyesight Golem because then it just dreads shenanigans and kill me. This is tough. This is actually really tough. I think I'm just dead. Because like they're just dread shenanigans. I die. It's like yeah, that was rough. I just couldn't get anything in the end part. Interesting deck my opponent has. Real interesting. All right, another round of the Penny Dreadful 8 whack list on the play. That's where I always want to be. This hand's pretty good. I'll keep sure. This probably name's Goblin, of course. I only have really one construct in my hand. Kind of wish I had a 1-drop there. Okay, Duress. That's, I mean, it hits Grenade, but they get to see the Doom here. All right, so they know it's coming. The old Memnite Adaptive Automaton combo. That's what they know it's coming. Ooh. All right, cast this. I'm gonna surge this. It's the hardest thing to surge sometimes. So you always when you have an opportunity to surge it, you might as well just do it over the bushwhacker because it's always happen. All right, attack for 4. Next turn, I'm just gonna play the automaton named Goblin, and then it sets up for the bushwhacker turns. Everything after. This guy's been so funny. I don't think it's that good, but it's very like memey. Okay, they're black white. Maybe Orzhov Hero or maybe Abzan midrange. Maybe Skyclave Shade. Okay, maybe it's more of like a Pox style list. This guy not blocking is big It's a big liability, not gonna lie. Okay. Automaton, I'm gonna name Goblin. Doesn't, like I said, pumps most of the cards in my hand. Also becomes a Goblin if I draw another Goblin Grenade. It's a Construct Goblin. Even if I draw another Automaton, I can name like Construct, and it'll actually pump everyone. It would pump like these two guys. Because it's also a Construct and a Goblin. It's pretty cool. I think I might get Vindicated here. I don't know what to do with Vindicate. Maybe the Lord. Knowing my hand is like Bushwhacker and an Unknown. Okay, go to Thirst. They have to Thirst the Memnite, which is really funny. Because it's literally the last thing you want to Thirst. It's actually kind of hilarious. Okay, Shrieking Affliction. So there's some sort of like Pox deck. The Affliction is going to do a lot of damage to me, but I don't think it's going to race what I have in my hand. Like if you Ravenscry me here or something, it's not a big deal. Shay can't really block, so I might as well just get in. Why want to keep this land in my hand? It's like one or less, right? Okay. Alright, I'm going to keep all this lands in my hand. Although, no, I don't think I have a need for 4 mana at this point. Let me just cast this with Kicker. We'll just keep 2 cards in my hand. If I get him, it's not a big deal. I'll just deal with the top of the deck anyway. There's only like 4. I don't have 4 drops in my deck, so. Alright. My opponent really has to deal with the board somehow. Lingering Souls would be kind of good, but not really. It would just kind of take up their entire turn. They have to have Lingering Souls plus removal. The Shade can't block. So every creature here is lethal. Unless they had like Flaying Tendrils. Flaying Tendrils would be kind of big. These decks are really interesting, the Pox decks. Sometimes, if you're on the play, I think they're a lot more scarier. But I've seen some like crazy like Dark Ritual starts out of like these Pox decks, and it's kind of insane. But killing one creature isn't enough. If they have like a Lingering Souls, it will stop a lot. Okay, if it's Tassiger, that doesn't help because the Shade can't block, and they're at 2, so all I have to do is simply right-click and attack all. No matter what they block, I mean, they're pretty much dead. Okay. Go Automaton! Okay, I'm definitely expecting Lingering Souls. So I'm going to bring in the Fork Bolts. I'm going to bring in the Chain Whirlers. And, gonna just trim some things. I think the one thing they can't deal with is the top deck. So top decking like burn spells could be really nice. I just have to keep a board. I'm actually gonna. I was about to say I want to cut the automatons, but maybe not. Maybe if they're like a Pox deck, I definitely want to stay wide with the Blogmore Marshals. Maybe I cut the automatons or the universal ones. They're not as good as the other ones. Staying big is could be a big thing. I'm gonna try this. Excuse me. And maybe I will cut like a automaton. I think that's fine. A little heavier on goblins and shrapnel blast. Because now I only have what? I have +4. I have 15. I have 15 things to trigger that. And then I have way more to trigger. I have only 15, 15. Technically, this goes both ways, but I think this is fine. I can keep this. I think I want all the burn spells. But yeah, Fork Bolt's pretty good against like a Skyclave Shave, just to buy a turn or two. I hope the game doesn't get to a point where they can kick it. None of that stops like a Tasker, though. I'm not really concerned about Tasker as much. I'm going to keep this hand on the draw. It seems not bad. I'll also get himmed, and I lose my land. And that'd be really terrible. Turn 1 him would be terrible. Okay, that's good. So if I draw a land, I think I'm pretty okay. Okay. Oh, I think I'm gonna go for the high upside play and play the Signal Pest. And if I draw a land, I go Memnite Bushwhacker, and it's like the most damage. But I have to expect to get himmed here. Almost. I almost have to expect to get himmed. Duress. Ooh, big, 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 big. Alright, so I need a mountain here. An untapped land would be pretty great. Oh, we did it. Okay. Cast this. Bushwhack. And then I can just, like, start, like, laying on Bushwhackers from here. And this is a lot of damage really quickly. Alright, 7 damage already on turn 2. If I draw a land, I can go Ice-Hide Golem, Bushwhacker, and it's just, like, it is this crazy town. Unless they wrath me here with a Flaying Tendrils. Lingering Souls is not that good. Well, it can be okay, but it actually would block the single pass. What am I saying? It actually is pretty good here. The Lingering Souls would be pretty amazing here. Okay, Timely is good. That's even better than a Lingering Souls. Okay. If I draw a Fork Bolt, it'd be really nice. Would be really nice here. Oh, Chain Whirler. We're so close to Chain Whirling. I'm gonna play the War Marshal here. Just gotta pass. Not gonna trade away everything, because if I draw a land, Chain Whirler is Chef's Kiss. Mwah. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade away my little X1s here. Timely is a very good time. It's the most aptly named card of all time. Timely Reinforcements. I've never like seen a card in Magic history that is more aptly named than Timely when you cast it for the full value. It's actually always good. Oh, the Bane. This is the Bane of Red Deck's existence, so Timely. So they bought a lot of time. Let's see what they can do. Like I said, Linger Souls is still annoying, but if I draw a land, this Chain Whirler just pops off. And I'm just waiting for the land. And then I can just get in a gigantic attack. I can't pay the Echo, though, for the War Marshal, which is a little sad. Because I really like playing Echoes in these like attrition matchups. Okay, they're going to Lingering Souls. Perfect. Just what I want to see, honestly. So if we draw this land... Okay. What if they... I don't see them attacking here. Okay. Alright, no Echo. Draw this land. Win. Or not win, but it's going to be kind of close. Okay, Fork Bolt's not bad. I will just continue to add to my board. I guess I will just... It seems weird to Fork Bolt now when my opponent is just going to maybe flashback Lingering Souls. I don't really know. Maybe I just do this to bait the Lingering Souls out. It's probably good enough. And also, they can't block the Signal Pest, obviously, so just wait. Because this way, they kind of have to bring back Lingering Souls. Because they look at their defenses. It's not super awesome, but it forces them to do something. And it uses all my mana. It's like very efficient, mana-wise. If they do nothing, I could just maybe kick the Bushwhacker too and attack with everyone. It's a lot of damage, especially with the Signal Pest. Okay, they're flashing back, which is perfect, because if I draw the land... Ooh! Ooh, please. Please, Magic Gods. One time for this land. Oh, yes. Yeah! Jade Whirler! Yes! Okay, that's a lot of damage. And, I mean, next turn I just... Bushwhacker, Grenade, like, well, no matter what they do at this point, I have no idea what... They can't even Flaying Tendrils, really, because the Chain Whirler lives through it. I don't know what they could do from here. They would have to, like, land, shatter the sky. And it's still, like, a Bushwhacker, and then still they just died a Bushwhacker Grenade. So it's like, it's the lock. It's a lock. Lock it up. Throw away the key. I don't know how I lose this from here, but I'm waiting to find out. Like, even if they timely, they go to, what, 13? I just bushwhack, and they just block the 3 things, and they just still die to the grenade, I think. There's just too much. There's really just too much on the board. They're thinking, though. They're thinking hard. Okay, yeah. They thought it through and they realized it was over. What's up, guys? Your boy Jimmick here, back with the final thoughts of the 8 whack, 8 grenade, a lot of goblins, a lot of robots deck. 4-1 is a pretty respectable record. I will take that. I lost to the uh it was like what, blue red sort of graveyard thing. That was close. And they're 4-0 in their run as I'm recording this, so they're doing something right. That was a really interesting deck. But yeah, I mean, as a baseline level, the deck is just an aggressive, it's an aggressive red deck that goes really wide. It's really big. I think these things are the automatons, both adaptive and universal, are very cute. But I mean, they do serve a good purpose. I mean, they are both goblins and both artifacts, so it makes Trapdoor Blast and Goblin Grenade go a long way. And when you have like 20 targets for each of them, it's pretty good, you know. But the shell of like Bushwhacker, like Goblin Bushwhacker, Reven's Bushwhacker, it's just really strong. You can put a lot of like small things there, just small things around it to make it really good. Like I said, I think the other builds with like Devastating Summons are better overall, but this has a lot more like, I would say, like upstairs burst potential, because like sometimes in these kind of decks, like the ground gets really gummed up by, like, I think we played like one like Colossus matchup where they played like 3 Colossuses, and it's like, well, I can't really attack now, and that's over. So sometimes outs are just like, oh, let's go to the face. Um, but really, it's like it's kind of hard to get that going, because realistically, you're only casting like 1 to 2 of these a turn. So, but I guess drawing 8 of them's not bad. I think my favorite interaction was honestly like Memnite Reckless Bushwhacker, because Reckless Bushwhacker is really hard to do sometimes. You need a 1 drop with this, which is basically 3 mana, so just costing free is just pretty great with this. Yeah, Cyber was good. The Chain Roll was really great against that Lingering Souls deck. That was money. But yeah, I mean, like the Chain Whirler Fork Bolt does solve your bad matchup, which is basically other decks that go wide with little 1/1s like tokens and whatnot. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the archetype itself does have a lot of legs. You can kind of put whatever you want around it, and it'd be pretty good. This is just more of like the meme version, but it still worked out. So yeah, a lot of fun. I highly suggest this deck. I don't know if automatons everyone's flavor, but you could definitely replace these with other things. You could have to find some other. I mean, what is the other like goblin artifact? I think it's like Goblin Replica, and no one's playing a Goblin Replica. Why not just have Adaptive Automaton as your goblin artifact of choice? But yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you like the video, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitch. See you around. Thanks for watching.